Hello, I'm Julia Cleveland. I'm a teacher, a 4-year-old teacher at Trinity Episcopal Preschool. Our year is organized by traveling the continents. We travel the world, and through that vehicle we introduce our letters, our numbers, and all the things that can help our preschoolers be ready for their next step. So we help them grow in 3 ways. Academically, we pursue our reading readiness, where we recognize letters and sounds. We work on left to right progression. We work on patterns, because that's what words are, they're letter patterns. We work with rhyming words. We dictate and they illustrate stories. They dramatize stories. We create and read repetitive books. We work on ABC order, sorting by initial consonant, sequencing, predicting outcomes, and other ways that they continue and can grow and work with all the letters that make up our words that they see around them. So, in math, we recognize our 1 to 20. We rote count as a class to 100. We work on one-to-one correspondence to make sure we're counting correctly. We use scales to weigh and compare and contrast. We measure with rulers. We use non-standard measure to compare things. We estimate what things might contain. We work on number formation. We graph. We use Venn diagrams to sort. We look for patterns in our numbers, and we work on math vocabulary, more than, less than, equal to. And all those things help us prepare them for what they're going to do next. Also, our art we incorporate in every day. Sometimes it's free art. We use paint, we use chalk, we use watercolor and tempera paint. We use many different tools to increase their art awareness. And one week we're in France, and we talk about different artists, Monet, and do artwork similar to what they do. So it's a fun time for them to be aware of artists that are there. And this week, in our science, we do different experiments throughout the year. For example, when we were in Antarctica, and we were working with ice, and we were predicting what would melt fastest, with salt or with pepper. And the children got to list what they thought predict the outcome would be. And then we put some salt and some pepper on ice, and we watched it during the day to see which melted the fastest. And when we finished the day, we looked at it and noticed it was the salt, and talked about why that might be. So we want them through our science each week to be thinking and noticing things in their world so that they can be predicting their own outcomes. This week we are in Australia. We are working with the letter G. So we've been writing the G, listening for the G. This week for our art, one of our art projects was creating our own cowboys. So they each got to show some independence and some different way that they would like to represent their cowboy. Today, to give you an idea of how we incorporate all these things in our day, each day we have 4 centers, and they rotate through the other teachers. Today, to make sure we get a little math, a little reading, a little art, a little bit of everything in our day, we're going to roll the dice and count different Australian animals so they can become familiar with the different animals there. We're going to read a book about a didgeridoo, which is an Australian instrument / communication tool. So they're going to create their own didgeridoo with paper towel roll and dot paint. And then to do a little bit of our reading readiness, we've got rhyming words. They're going to use these cards and sort real objects according to what picture they rhyme with. And then in our play center, which is something very important to us because that's how we learn, we're going to have horses in the outback, and we have a barn that they can use as part of their, horses and hay bales and all sorts of things that they can use, and that way they can pretend and work on their language and work on their social emotional development, which is very important to us because we want them to be able to communicate with each other and use their words. We want them to be independent from their parents. We work on that also. We just work on so many things. So thank you for listening. I hope that you've enjoyed hearing about Trinity Episcopal Preschool 4-year-old program. Bye.